Hello everyone, and welcome to the Little Blue Fly. In today's video, I will be sharing with you all how I decided to create this small sideboard into a polished, cozy banquet table. Then tomorrow's video, I'm hoping all will be finished here in the living room and we will have a full tour. I did kind of forget that today my daughter, we had it was like a Christmas bazaar and we had a bakery booth. So it lasted a little bit longer than expected, but that being said, let's begin, shall we? So it's better late than never with a video. And for those of you that go to sleep early in the evening, well, you'll wake up tomorrow and see this video and then have another one later on in the day. But it was a very successful bake sale today for our sweet girl Riley. And that being said, I am ready to just create a very cozy, but yet polished banquet table right here behind the sofa. I believe it will go, we're about to see, but that it will go quite well with the living room. This space, so right behind me, I have an open floor plan here is the kitchen. Now, as of next week, you will see everything. The kitchen behind me, everything. It won't just go one direction, the camera. I just have quite a bit of pieces moving over here, especially since baking has been taking place full force in the kitchen for 2 days. Okay, so I hope this inspires you all to bring out your dishes, whether they be the blue and whites, red and whites, green and whites, just different types of china, or just different types of pieces of tableware that you have collected, mix match, that you just cherish. Okay, so I'm going to start here by placing in, so the blueberry urns, the wickers, planters will stay here with the greenery because I just love it so much. Again, what I'm doing here now in my decorating is I want to keep several of my pieces in place and not switch everything out for the holidays, just to make things a little bit simpler and just easy on me. So much is going on in our household. But I have this vintage gilded tree, metal tree that I adore decorating with during Christmas, and a couple cake stands purchased from Home Goods. They are the best place to get cake stands from because they're so reasonable. They always have quite a few as well, white ones to work with. Okay, then I have this one piece of pine here. I don't even remember where I purchased this from, but it's going to be perfect for this display. Again, we're going for cozy, yet polished, just something that you can easily walk up to and enjoy, and it feel kind of special during the holidays. It will keep things just a little bit more simpler, as you can just walk up to the table and grab your dish for serving. I decided to place this very old cutting board on the table. And now I place the tree back on, and I have the greenery just started at the bottom and went a good 3/4 of the way up. And just putting the wood cutting board underneath has really, for me, I believe it has given the old world feel that I absolutely adore incorporating into my home. And now it's time to bring in some Spode. I will link these, try my best because it is late here. But these are in my Amazon storefront for those of you that might be interested in taking a look at some beautiful blue and whites. Again, I have teacups and plates and just quite a few different items. And again, I'll do my best to get the links up. If they're not up in this video, I will for sure have them up in tomorrow's. So I decided to have fun. I have used this before for my teacups, but red and white ones. I decided to, my transferware, I decided to place 3 of them up in the tree today. Not too many, just 3, because I need to have some down on the table as well. I went ahead and placed the Turkish crystal cake stand on the table, again with the white one over to the left. And I have this sweet, I do not know if these are still in stock, but it's just, I call it a chunky low boy teapot. I love this piece, and I wish that I could get my hands on a red one as well, but so much detail, on the handle. They really did a good job in putting and designing this piece. Because after all, what's a banquet table without an elevated teapot? And now we have the creamer, again, very detailed around the rim and the handle. It's just super sweet, super, super sweet. And I need to invest and get the sugar bowl. We just don't really use sugar, but other people do, company. And so I really need to work on getting that piece. Again, we are going for a polished banquet table look here today. Okay, and then I have these little silver for the tea bags, because not everyone always wants the same tea. So just fill the teapot with some hot water and everyone can enjoy their own flavor of tea. And then I placed some teacups down here, just one up front, and then I did a stacking of 3 in the back. It just gives it, I love the look, the appearance of it all, to have some stacked, but yet one single out and away from the rest. And so here are some bread and butter plates from Spode for just when you want just a little snack of something, whether it be, a little bit of cheese and with bread and butter, or a couple, 3 cookies, which we will be having around the home quite a bit throughout the season. We have quite a bit. We have some baked goods left from the sale today too. So I just enjoyed some Nutella brownies that Riley made. Oh, they were so good. Okay, this is a larger plate. It is a salad plate. or you could put a nice warm pasta dish in here. And I'm just placing them off to the side because the name of the game is just to make it easy, just to grab whatever it is you need and place your food and just enjoy. Okay, so these are vintage, some other blue and whites that I purchased. Actually, they're antique. And I like to share the stamps on the back just in case, some of you might be interested in trying to find the pattern yourself. I do try to share that information. But this is just a wonderful soup bowl, so elegant and just cozy and polished and enjoyable during the holidays. Well, anytime throughout the season, but right now for Christmas. So we have soup bowls and bread plates and salad plates and tea if we want some tea. And if the girls even want hot cocoa, they can have hot cocoa out of the cups. And just panning up, I just want to show and share just how I feel it goes so perfectly in this area. I wanted, this has been tucked away on another table. I just wanted it out in the open, but also, to keep my countertops, open and clear because there's quite a bit of German baking that is taking place here shortly. So I decided to put one of these soup bowls on this cake plate and to go around with some of my juniper berries. I'm going to go ahead and remove this for now and first just put together all of the greenery. And then once we start seeing the pine trees being sold, we will then probably add a couple little sprigs of real pine in here, here and there, just to get that nice scent of Christmas pine going throughout the home. So I have all these little pieces, different type of greenery going around the cake plate. And it's just, you just shape it, you bend it, and, but try to keep all of them going in the same direction. Just, you do want it a little bit uniform that way. So that's all I'm doing here is adding in some of these faux juniper berries that, I believe I purchased these from, not the Flower Gallery. It was Merrifield Garden. It's been too long. I need to go back there and visit. But they had quite a few of these. Now I'm ready to put the soup bowl up here on the top. And today we're not going to use it for soup. Of course we're not. We're going to do something different, something fun, not so ordinary, just the way I like it. But first I want to continue. I want to feel things in a little bit more by adding in some of this other greenery, just pulling pieces off of the stem and just plucking them in here and there, going around the soup bowl. This is so relaxing to do right now. It was such a long day. Past couple days has been, very busy and long. So I'm enjoying this right now, just sitting here and playing in the greenery and making a polished banquet table for the Christmas season for all of you. And the colors, because the way they are, it's not just Christmas, but it can go after Christmas into winter as well. So whatever dishes you might have out there, and if you really don't, the thrift stores are just filled with unique different soup bowls and teacups. Okay, I have this taper candle holder. It says Ashland. I believe Ashland is Michael's. So I'm going to place that right in the middle. And we're going to put a candle in. But look, that is quite large because these are really for those chunky candles. So we're going to use some candle adhesive. That is wonderful. And I'm just going to scoop a big portion out with my candle because I just can't, I don't know where my other candles are. I'm sure they'll pop up. Since I did this and put this in and said, oh, this will be fine, watch, I'm going to find them now. That's just the way it works. Something goes missing, you get something else, and then it pops up. I mean, how many of you have had that happen in your lifetime? Now, for those of you that are new or returning, please think about subscribing to the little blue fly. If you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. There's also a new feature called Hype. And I do know that once you hit the like button, Hype shows up. If you wouldn't mind hyping the video, that would greatly help me with the algorithm. If it doesn't show up, I do know that when you're in the comment section, if you scroll over, like if you swipe over with your phone, not the television, but with your phone, then it does show up. And it's just as simple as pressing the hype button. And I would just greatly appreciate that. I love all engagement. Okay, now I am placing in some moss because I love moss. And I just decided to go around in the greenery with it. Here's another look from up top, and look, see, I found my chunky candle. You know where it was? It was in my candle drawer, but not up front. No, it couldn't be there. It was tucked in the back corner with all kinds of other taper candles on top. I found 4 of them. So here we have one in here, and I'm happy now. Okay, and then over here on the right, these were purchased from Williams-Sonoma. The little brass candle holders, they're so petite. I love decorating with these. And then the glass columns, it just goes over the entire candle, and it's really beautiful when lit. And then, so this piece is by Robin King. I'll make sure to, most of the time she's always in my description box, but this is robinking.com. This is a pencil holder, but again, I like using items a little bit differently. So instead of pencils, I am placing my little petite candles in here for right now. Super sweet, vintage inspired piece. So I went ahead and placed them in the back because, again, this will look nice not only from the front, but the back side as well when we're in the living room. Okay, so here is a Flow Blue platter that I purchased when I purchased the 1800s, my blue and white stoneware pieces that are in my dining room. And I just thought that this would look lovely in here on this banquet table. Here's the marking. Let me try to get it up a little close for you all. You can try to make that out just in case you want to try to look for this pattern. But I thought it would be nice to have a platter to put, food on. And this is just coming together so nicely. We have the candles and the tea and the 2 different size plates and some soup bowls. And I will be using this quite frequently throughout this season. Now, because I will be having different cheeses and lunch meats out here, I thought these would, and the tea, this would be perfect. So I have some of my old Meissen knives and cocktail forks and some silver spoons, and they're placed inside of a very old cigar holder. So start shopping for those cigar holders. Make sure that the holes are large enough up top to where you can put in some of your pretty silverware pieces that you love. Now I place that off to the side with some of the bread and butter plates right next to it. Because again, many times I'm just on this plate, we'll put some veggies and, okay, real quick right here. These are new. These are my antique butter pats. I went onto a site, Whatnot, and the party I purchased these from, she was absolutely wonderful. She truly was. But when I ordered these, then 2 other fees came onto my bank account, and they were quite significant, and she really didn't know what was going on, and I didn't know what was going on, but it all ended out working itself out. And now I have these wonderful antique butter pats. Oops, look at that. Ooh. So now I'm going to try that again. So that really stressed me out. I almost lost one. Okay. So again, what I was stating, how things got a little bit difficult on Whatnot. It's an app where, they have these live shows like Instagram, and they really have unique finds on there. But I went ahead and just pulled back off of that because I just didn't understand why those 2 other charges were there. Again, they were corrected, but why were they there in the first place? But anyhow, gorgeous butter pats that will be used when we have our bread. And again, I'm just placing everything all about and on this very old wooden cutting board. And it's just the perfect old world English vibes going on here. And I thought, okay, so I will share a link for these. I have before wonderful blue and white globe candles, but the top you have that decorative gold piece, and when you light it and it burns down, you get that pool of gold. Well, the individual is giving you all a 37% discount. I will make sure to link her in my description box. I highly recommend her candles. They burn wonderfully. Now we're getting ready to go into the closer look, and I hope this inspired you all so much to make your own little banquet table off somewhere in your room to free up your counter spaces and just give you that little elevated space somewhere in your home. So just have a wonderful evening, and I look forward to spending time with you all again tomorrow.